What's up everyone, Danny Lightning here with another warrobots video, and update 10.3 is going live in just a couple of days, so we're going to go over all the features, what's new, my thoughts, my opinions, and all the good stuff. So first thing, Ultimate Riker. Now this little dude may not look like much, it's probably going to be a pure beast. It's got some really good abilities and some really good durability and everything else going on for it. But they're actually keeping the stats a secret right now, so we don't know exactly what's going to be going on with it. It says to be announced on all of it. It says weapon slots, we don't know. Durability, we don't know. Movement speed, we don't know, but from what I hear, it is going to be good. We are also getting the Ultimate Dragoon, but again, they're not telling us the stats on this thing, but I have a feeling it's going to be 100% redonkulous. Now, let's get into some of the quality of life upgrades, which are supposed to make the game way better for us. There's going to be intel, there's going to be collections, there's going to be pilot sorting, and all this stuff that is going to make life in-game so much easier. Now, the intel feature is pretty interesting. I don't 100% understand it completely yet, but it's supposed to kind of balance the game, make so your robots aren't just getting obliterated and destroyed like they're nothing. So it's going to be a really interesting feature once we figure out how all it really just works, right? This is one of those things where you're going to have to get into the game and play it and actually see it to fully understand it, but let's go over this a little bit. So with the intel thing, every time you play a match, your weapons, your robots, they're either going to gain resistance or extra damage, and it's just going to be a crazy deal, and these stats are permanent. So depending on that robot, let's just say you're playing a Fenrir, after you're done with the battle, your Fenrir is actually going to gain some sort of stats that make it immune or, a little bit harder to kill when it's being shot by a certain weapon. So let's just say the enemy is shooting you with the dragoons, right? Someone's shooting you with dragoons, and at the end of the game, your Fenrir will gain some points to be a little more resistant to the dragoons. It's pretty weird, but it's supposed to really balance things out and make the gameplay a bit more even and a bit more fair. This is a subject I could probably talk about for about 3 hours, so we're just going to keep it short and sweet and then move on because there's just a lot going on with this, but this is supposed to help balance the game and make everything a little bit more even. But I'll give you another example. Let's just say you're fighting a Ao Jun. That's probably a bad example, but next time you fight an Ao Jun, you might actually do more damage to an Ao Jun. So it's going to be really interesting and really weird, and if it works the way I think it's going to work, it's actually going to be really cool. All right, let's move over to the section about collections. So this is going to be a really nice and really interesting feature that we've been needing for a long time. There's a lot of robots and a lot of weapons and a lot of everything in the game right now, and it's kind of hard to find stuff. But it's basically going to be a new way for us to be able to keep track of our weapons and robots and pilots and everything else. So this should be a very, very helpful menu. I'm not 100% sure what it's going to look like, but I would assume we're going to be able to find like all of our Fenrirs or all of our, our Punishers or all of our Punisher Ts very easily through the collections feature. So if you're trying to find a certain robot, if you got a lot of robots in your hangar, we believe it's going to make it really, really easy to find those. Again, this is one of those things we won't fully understand how it works exactly until it goes live in game, which will probably be in a couple of days, but this should be a huge quality of life upgrade. Now, when it comes to pilot filters, this is going to be amazing. I was asking Pixonic to do something like this, and they're doing it. So this is awesome. I actually asked for something to find robots, like a search feature to find robots and weapons and stuff. And hey, now we're getting that collections thing. We're getting the pilot filters. There's now names for each robot on the pilot. So thank you, Pixonic. They actually listened to me on that one, which is amazing. Or at least they, kind of took my idea and did their own thing with it, but hey, kind of cool, right? But let's just say you have 30 of the same pilot. This should probably make it pretty easy to find. So if you got like a bunch of pilots you need to sell, you can just be like, oh, here's this pilot. Let's pull this one up only, and bam. You can just sell all 30 and keep the 1 or 2 that you want. You know what I mean? It's just going to make life so much easier when you're trying to find your stuff if you got a lot of things in your hangar. There is going to be one buff. I don't see anything about nerfs, but it looks like they are buffing the Dune weapon, so it's going to do about 20% more damage per particle. So the Dune weapons are going to become stronger. There is a new title. I mean, I don't think anybody really cares too much about titles. Every single season we get a new title. You know, these thingies right here, just in case you weren't sure what titles were, it's these. They don't really do anything other than, you know, display a little thing next to your name. So I'm not really super interested in titles myself, but some people seem to like them a lot. So if you like titles, hey, we got a new title coming as usual. We are getting a new pilot for the bag layer robot. This is going to make so after he teleports, after he teleports, he's actually going to heal some of his durability. So that will be a very, very good pilot for this robot, I think. So bag layer is kind of cool if you build it right. At first, I didn't like him at all, but with the right build, it's really, really good. And now we're getting an actual pilot for him. So I think that robot's probably going to be amazing once you get the pilot on it. So I think that's going to be a big plus for the bag layer robot. It looks like some sort of crazy anime creature or something. And, you know, some people are like, hey, why would they do that? I think it looks kind of cool, kind of neat. It's different, you know, it's not the same old thing. So I like it. Kind of cool, kind of neat, kind of different. Let's move on to the next thing. So the Riker is getting the, what I would call the Ozzy Osbourne pilot. I mean, I know that's not Ozzy, but that's Dexter Crow. Kind of reminds me of Ozzy, but it's basically going to give this robot an executioner module built in. So once your robot or your Titan's below a certain amount of health, when the built-in weapon hits something, it'll just kill it, just like the Link. So this pilot will give the ultimate Riker a built-in executioner module. Crazy. Oh, I forgot to mention, not only are we getting the ultimate Dagon, we also get the ultimate Hussar. So we got an ultimate Hussar and a ultimate Dagon. I think there's just the two. I don't think there is a light version, unfortunately, but we got a medium and a heavy version right there. Of course, the brand new Mauler Titan is coming out, and I've got a feeling that this thing is going to be crazy. We don't know for sure yet, right? We got to play it on the test server, and it was nutso on the test server, but we don't know what it's actually going to be like once it goes live. I mean, one thing about the test server, it's for testing. They get a good idea of what they want to do with it, and then they put it on the live server, and sometimes they just completely change the stats around, and it's not even close to the way it was on the test server. So we won't know for sure. Probably on Tuesday, I'll be live streaming the new Titan, and we'll be finding out if this thing's any good on the live server, but I've got a feeling it's going to be a beast. Don't quote me on that. It might not be, but I've got a feeling it is going to be brutal and nasty. It's going to be a bad mamma jamma, and it's going to kill some thingy-dingies out there on the battlefield. But it's basically going to be a brawler that dashes, and it's going to apply a death mark, and it's going to have a little force field that beats people up, and yeah, it's probably going to be completely insane. It's got some DOT effect. It's just going to be a monster. I'm pretty sure this thing is going to be a monster brawler. It's like craziness. We are going to get the new weapon called the Anguisher, and I believe these are going to be DOT weapons. It actually says the effect and everything else are still to be announced, so I mean, I guess they could have changed it, but it's probably going to be a DOT weapon. So we don't know for sure. It may do something completely different. They may have decided, hey, let's give it a different ability or whatever you want to call it. But we'll find out once it goes live in a couple of days. We got, 3 days and 22 hours left until the update goes live, at least at the time that I'm recording this video. So very soon. Very, very soon. There will be an alpha and a beta. The other one's called the Ruiner, and it's probably going to ruin your life for a couple of days on the battlefield because it's probably going to be very, very overpowered. So anguish and ruin are what these things will cause on the battlefield. It is going to have a pilot that basically does rust effect, which is ridiculous. And it's going to make so enemies can't repair themselves. It's going to increase the speed of the Titan. And, you know, it's also going to have a hook ability that removes a portion of the DOT stacks on the Titan. So that pilot is going to be huge. If you get the new Titan, you definitely want to get the legendary pilot that's coming out for it because it's going to be crazy. Nina Kessler is the name of the new pilot. I don't think there's a photo of that thing except for it was kind of a photo up here. If you go back up to the top, I think that's going to be her right there, standing next to the Titan. But this thing is going to be just a monster. It's probably going to be a monster. And then finally, we got a bunch of bug fixes. They say they fixed a loading issue in extermination mode. They fixed an issue that occasionally causes active modules to activate multiple times with one click. I don't think I've ever seen that one. Fixed an issue that caused Ultimate Phantom to restore less durability with Blink than stated in the robot's description. They fixed the Amugi teleports, teleporting enemy robots. Sometimes the Amugi would just teleport you and you weren't even near the teleporter. It was crazy. So I think that's what they fixed. So that's good because that was driving me nuts. They fixed an issue that prevented searching clans by clan ID in the clan search menu, and they introduced various optimization improvements which should make the game run a little better. So yeah, hopefully there's a little less lag and smoother gameplay and who knows what. So they did fix a bunch of stuff, which is cool. Unfortunately, I don't see anything about an anti-cheat. I know we're all hoping they get some kind of anti-cheat built into the game, so that's the one thing we are still waiting on is a good anti-cheat, but maybe one of these days they'll get that in there. Not sure, but we're definitely hoping so. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. The power was out last night. I wasn't feeling well. I think I got maybe about 2 hours of sleep. The power came back on. I'm like, oh, I got to get up, make my video, and then get ready for my live stream on my other channel. So, yeah, 2 hours of sleep. Not fun. Plus, my sinuses are wrecked, as always. But the videos must go on. So, feeling good, feeling bad, doesn't matter. We got to get those videos out there for you guys. So I just want to say thank you for watching. Don't forget to use code DannyLightning on the warrobots web shop. If you buy something over there, you might get some cheaper prices on the web shop, and it helps support this channel. If you drop down the video's description, you'll see my Discord server, my other YouTube channels. You'll see some affiliate links to help support the channel and some other things in there, plus some links to some game news and some information you might need, and yeah, stuff like that. And what else before we go? Oh yeah, thank you so much to my channel members. I really do appreciate your support. Thank you to people who donate on the live streams or use the super thanks or use the affiliate links or any of that stuff, and the web shop thingy, because it really does help this channel out and helps me keep bringing you guys videos just like this. So yeah, thanks a lot. You guys are amazing. Thank you for watching my videos. A couple more will pop up in just a second, but I guess we're out of here. Hope you liked the video. Hope it didn't turn out crappy because I did not get any sleep. And yeah, I'm just like